Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Please help yourself to breakfast and anonymously sponsored. Everybody's welcome to stay for the morning call as long as time you can. It has in the hands breakfast and the morning call and the hands breakfast is sponsored this week by Dr. Moshe Yeager. The Torah says that Moshe, God spoke to Moshe, and what did he say to Moshe? Nakom nikmas b'nei Yisrael me'ez ha-Midianim. Avenge the Jewish people for what the Midianites did to the Jewish people, and the Torah says that Moshe sent people out to do battle. So the question that the Das Kanri Bali Tosfos asked, this order was given directly to Moshe. It doesn't say that the Bnei Yisrael were instructed to do it. It says Moshe was instructed to go out and punish the Midian for what they did to the Jewish people. And it ends up that we know that Moshe didn't go out. How do we know this? Because we find that people went to battle, came back to Moshe with the spoils of war. So you see, he didn't go out. So why didn't Moshe do what God told him to do? So Dasakan Balatosa says that Moshe learned this from God himself. How did he learn this? He learned that when it came time for him to do the first three plagues, the plague of Dam, Svadei, Keenan, blood, frogs, and lice, he didn't do it. Why? Because the water protected him when he was a baby, and the earth protected him because the Egyptian was buried in the earth, even though it's an inanimate object. He showed a gratitude. He showed a karas hatov for that situation. So it was the same thing over here. Since Midian was a country that Moshe fled to when he left Egypt, and he was nurtured there, he got married there, he had children there, he really benefited from the environment. So therefore, as a question of karas hatov, he couldn't go lead the battle. As I say, he learned this from Egypt, from inanimate objects. And this is not only true of Moshe, this is a lesson for the Jewish people too. We're taught that we're not supposed to test an Egyptian because we lived in this country. So the Egyptians did terrible things. They killed the Jews, they tortured them. How far do we go? Do we say that Germany, thank you, even though survivor Holocaust say, we were in the concentration, but thank you, Germany, because you took us in before the war. Right. How far do we go? So the answer is yes, we do. It's not so much for them as for us. It's encouraging us, hakaras hatov. Gratitude is such an important concept in Judaism, whether it's inanimate objects, even people who did terrible things to us. It's really for us, not for them, because somebody who denies and doesn't provide gratitude, somebody does something good for them, will ultimately come to deny God. That's how powerful it is. So even though we have the destruction of the Jewish people in Egypt and all the Germans, but the fact is this is for us, not regarding them. That's how important that karas hatov is. Yes. And it's an important lesson from this parsha that we find throughout the Torah. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, Rabbi Shlomo said, if I had two hearts, then I could have one heart for love and one heart to hate them. But with one heart,
right, but that's where it comes from. Not that we have. We're not supposed to detest. I don't know if we're supposed to love them, just so we shouldn't detest them. Right. That far, I'm not sure if we're going to go.
Right.
But we certainly have to understand, even though, and this is the problem with society today. If somebody does something wrong, we throw everything out. But they do good things too. So we have to separate the bad from the good, and we have that's hakaras hatov.